Welcome back. I'm playing Warhammer 40,000 Battlesector, and with this recent Skulls of the Skull Throne event, it did give us access to a new unit for the Adepta Sororitas. So several people are asking me to give my thoughts about it here, so I have played around a little bit with them now. It's kind of an interesting unit here, so the Dominions, I think is how you say it, are the new unit. Kind of a interesting unit. I have very mixed feelings about it. I mean, I'm always happy to take free units, so I'm not going to look a gift horse in the mouth. But first, before I start going over these units, if you're enjoying these videos, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. So the Dominions here, pretty much what they did is they took the models from your Battle Sisters and they put them here. It looks like it's still even the same color scheme exactly. And then they gave them access to the Celestians weapons. But instead of having the Godwin pattern bolter, which has 8 attacks, 3 to 4 damage, armor piercing of 2, range of 1 to 6, optimal 3, base accuracy of 80, accuracy fall off of 5, it gives them access to the storm bolter. And some people were actually commenting like, oh god, I hope it's better than the storm bolter that's on the Rhino, because we all know how bad that thing sucks. Well, actually, the one on the Rhino is actually better than the one they give our sisters here, because that has 18 attacks, 1 armor piercing, optimal range of 4, 90 base accuracy, and 10 fall off. Whereas this one only has 10 attacks, has an optimal range of 3 instead of the 4, and it has a base accuracy of 80 with an accuracy of 5 fall off per shot here. So really what these guys are going to be good at with their storm bolters would be taking out weak units that are, you know, like Scarab Swarms or Gretchen, maybe some Imperial Guardsmen. But I don't know why you'd really want to do this, because I mean, even with a bolter build, which means you'd be bringing out your Sister Superior to buff them all up with the Battle Sermon, they're still going to have 1 armor piercing, so that means their damage is going to be bad, even while they are getting buffed with the increased armor and damage. It's only going to bring them up to an armor piercing of 2. So I don't think I'm probably ever going to be using them as a storm bolter build. I'll bring them out just to show you what they're like here on our standard playthrough. But honestly, if I'm going to be bringing a bolter build, I think it's going to make much more sense for me just to spend save 15 points and bring the Battle Sisters. That way they have 2 armor piercing, and then for that swarm tactics thing, I can just lob some frag grenades and kill more of those units with 100% accuracy. And oh well, look at this. They've made some other changes. They took away our crack grenades from our Battle Sisters here. I did not see that on a release, so I'm gonna have to see if there's some other changes going on here that I did not catch, because before, these ladies were always going to be the most cost-effective unit because they had dual grenade capabilities, but they have since taken that away from them. So that's interesting. So I would say what I was going to say for the bolters are still probably going to be the same here, but maybe I would go with some Celestians instead, unless I really needed them to have access to that frag grenade, because at least the Celestians, as their models start to die, they get 50% increased damage, and then they also have a little more armor capability. Now, comparing the Celestians to the Dominions here, you know, they're pretty similar here in terms of their kits here. So I would say bolter-wise, I actually prefer the Celestians over the Dominions here. Oops, I didn't mean to select those. But comparing the 2 units, you know, the Celestians have 65 health, 1 action point, 4 movement, 4 armor, 5 evasion, whereas the Dominions have 5 additional health, 1 action point, 4 movement, 4 armor, and then in exchange for the 5 health, they get a little less evasion. So mixed feelings on that. I mean, hopefully the 5 health may let them take an extra hit and hopefully not suffer a model kill, because it's not the end of the world as you suffer model kills with the Celestians, because they are getting the Spirit of the Martyrs, which increases the damage for the rest of the squad by 50% for every model that's killed. So by, let's say you lose 2 models, you're getting 100% damage for the other 3 ladies that are here, and that can stack up to 4 times, which would be 200% damage for the model that's left. Now with the Dominions here, their version of the ability. So instead of having a damage output or a increased HP and armor, allowing these to tank and body block your commander to keep them alive, these guys have access to a new ability called Suffer Not the Unfaithful. And what this does is the unit makes the standard attack, so, you know, shooting with your bolter, shooting with your flamer, hitting with your melt-a-gun, whatever the situation is. And then whatever enemies that are attacked, so let's say you're flaming 3 different units with your flame and you don't kill them, well, all 3 of those units now will suffer minus 10 evasion. Now, it only lasts for 1 turn and it has a 2-turn cooldown, but I could definitely see that being a useful ability here. And so I think what I would really like to do with these guys is, like I said, I'm really not a fan of the Storm Bolter here. I think that's going to be a wet noodle. But I think the way that's going to be best to use these guys is going to be with the Flamers. When you're going to be fighting a faction where it's like, okay, you know they're going to be doing like a heavy infantry build, so you're going to want to have your Flamers. But then you're going to be stressed. Sometimes what I find is I struggle when I bring a bunch of Flamers out, then they have a few heavily armored units, let's say when you're playing against the Astra Militarum, where then my flamers don't have an ability to take out the armor after I've killed all the infantry. Well, now with these Dominions, I now would have access to the crack grenade, and that would give me access to make these guys both a really elite anti-armor killer or anti-infantry swarm killer, and then I can turn them into just a crack grenade lobber at the end of the match here. So I think that's the best way that I would think that I would want to use these guys. Regarding the melt-a-gun, I would rather, if I'm going to bring melt-a-gun builds, I would just bring it out with the Celestians, because it costs the same. As they lose models, their damage is going to dramatically increase, and then they are a little more tanky and have a little higher evasion, so they may have a slightly higher survivability advantage compared to the Dominions here, because, you know, once I start suffering model losses here, their damage is going to drop pretty precipitously, and then just doing 67 to 90 damage with an armor piercing of 7 may actually be more than the melt-a-gun, depending on how many models are left. And there's always a chance that they're going to miss, especially with 80% base accuracy. And this is, you know, 100% accuracy. Now you do have to worry about grazing hits. But I think that's kind of how I would recommend using these guys, would be as the flame or crack grenade. And then saving the melt-a-guns if you're going to do that for the Celestians. And then, like I said, the Storm Bolters probably want to use a different unit. And then, just like all the infantry for the Adepta Sororitas, they have the Shield of Faith. So when an enemy unit attacks one of the squads here with a regular attack, they will end up getting a stack of the Shield of Faith, and for every stack of the Shield of Faith you get a plus 0.6 armor, both melee and range. Each one of those stacks lasts for 2 turns, and then it expires in 2 turns, and then you can stack it up to 3 times. If these guys are about ready to surge, you can convert those stacks from the Shield of Faith into Divine Inspiration, and so for every stack of the Shield of Faith you have, up to those 3 stacks, you'll get 10 momentum per stack, so you can get up to 30 momentum here to help you attack again. So you just have to decide, do you want to keep your momentum going for the increased evasion and the armor buffs, or do you need to just do another attack? So that's kind of always the balancing act. Now, in the past, these Battle Sisters were always the go-to, since they had access to both grenades, but it looks like they were pretty heavily nerfed. So I'm going to have to do some reading here and see if they release some other patch notes here, because I did not see a patch notes to release with the update that gave you the accent, was the Faith of Deeds or whatever. But I will do a quick match here against a faction here, just to show off these ladies, and we'll see what they can do for us. So going to skirmish here. We'll begin skirmish. We'll just put it on Exterminatus. We will do unlimited turns, 100% target. Play with our Adepta Sororitas, get our tester out here, 2,000 points. And wouldn't you know, it defaulted to Tyranids, so why don't we just do that, and we will get started and see what we can do here. Yeah, I'm a little sad that those Battle Sisters have been nerfed into the ground. They had a good run there for the few amount of months that they were released. They were definitely overpowered with their current setup, given how cost effective they were. So I can't say I'm terribly shocked that they were nerfed like that, but it is what it is, I guess. Let's see here. Let's bring you over to here. And then I guess we'll bring one of the melt-a-guns to be loaded into here. And I just move the Seraphim to the sides here. That way they can fly around, and then these guys can all charge in the center, I think is what we'll end up doing here.
For Catherine, for eternity.
Oh, you're my bolter, so there's my flame. Get you into here. Get you into there, just to try to get you into combat as fast as possible. Get these guys all moved up as fast as we can.
Who needs my aid?
Into battle! Tanks engaged. No room for doubt.
The enemy awaits.
Fire and fury.
What is your command?
I could fly you. I don't know.
Tanks engaged.
Yeah, I guess you can get all the way up to there, so we'll just do that. Keep you moving. Try to get these guys going as fast as possible.
Heretics surround us. I see movement in the distance.
I am his iron.
Alright, hopefully they will bring me lots of
Who tests my conviction? No room
goodies
for
here
doubt.
to buff our guy to kill.
Moving into position.
That way we can get lots of momentum going.
The enemy awaits.
Probably gonna need to advance these guys further. I was hoping to have them all on Overwatch, but I think it's probably more important for me to just keep advancing here so I have lots of options
Your command?
once they do run up here, because the AI is usually pretty stupid and just charges us.
Near me, and the Emperor will smite you.
Alright, so there's our Battle Sisters. Here's our Storm Bolters.
The enemy scouts our position.
So they have lots of shots. It's kind of their claim to fame here.
Heretics surround.
Now, thankfully, against something like the Tyranids here, you know, they can still do decent damage because they all have fairly low infantry for their swarms, which is what we were kind of discussing earlier. I don't know what I would want to do with you necessarily.
Try and stop me.
Guess we can do something like this. Run these guys up.
Go
Pop your
forth.
armor.
You are his will made flesh.
Let's see, you're the Storm Bolter. But you had a little bit of experience there, or momentum, I guess I should say. If I drop you down to here, you could flame these guys down, so that may not be the worst option here. So maybe what I'll do is I'll run you to here, get you to there, bring you here.
The enemy awaits.
And now we can flame here, and this should kill both of these guys completely. Yep. So now you're up to 30. I don't really want to keep you down here, because that means they're probably going to kill you. Let's see, if I brought you over to here, yeah, you still would be in the toxic cloud. I also gotta drop this pyrovore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, so I'm still one away. So I can do something like that. I hate to blow him up, but I also don't want him to be going bonkers on my guys here.
The skies are our domain.
Well, I do have the option to fly you here. So maybe what I'll do is bring you over to here. Ah, shit, of course you're out of range.
Rhino ready.
Alright, here's what we're gonna do then. We're gonna move you up to here. We'll drop these guys off. Move you to here. You can flame these guys down. And that will kill them. I'll flame here. And this should kill the other gene stealers. And those guys. So you're up to 50. I'm going to reluctantly bring my superior up here to attack this way. To try to drop these guys down.
For Catherine, for eternity.
Bring my sister superior, or not sister superior, my canoness over here to take out these guys. You, who had some slight momentum, can now run up to here and shoot these guys down. I do like the audio cues for that. We'll bring you to here. You can shoot this guy. Good, that did not kill everybody. I was a little worried that's what was going to happen. We'll bring you to here. We'll move you up. We're going to move you back to try to protect you since you did get some kills and momentum. One, two, three, 4. So they do have guys running up the side here as well. Guess we'll just run you over this way. Is that a pyrovore too? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah. So I guess that means we're going to put you over on Overwatch that way. In fact, I could probably bring you guys over here too and just set you up for some Overwatches. Start advancing you. And they usually kind of like to target my battle sisters, but unfortunately,
As he wills it.
I think we're just going to be a little short here. I could bring you down to here. Again, we got to worry about that pyrovore. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, he could flame you. Well, let's just keep you back here, I guess. Don't really like wasting all that momentum, but it is what it is. And unfortunately, you might get yourself killed. But we'll set up a bunch of Overwatch to see if we can suppress anybody if they try to charge in. I suspect he's going to want to run down here and then poison me. Yeah, see, here they come doing their leaps. Oh, damn. They really messed up my Canoness there. I guess she must have had her rear exposed, maybe?
Basic maneuvers.
I was not expecting you to do that. Alright, well, that could have gone a little better. Guess that means you are going to be attacking here. Shit. Are you kidding me? That might have just killed you. You were not supposed to miss that attack.
We are the Sisters of Battle.
Alright, so you can attack here. That should blow those guys up. You can flame here. And that should get you some momentum to hopefully show me what these guys can do. Alright, here we can do this. We'll do Divine Inspiration. Now if we empower, it'll increase our armor piercing by 9 for the crack grenade. It'll also double our ammunition by 2, so then it'll go up to 4. It makes a 1-turn cooldown, so we could spam it the following turn. And then if we empower Suffer Not the Unfaithful, it increases the evasion penalty by 20. Still only lasts for 1 turn and stays at a 2-turn cooldown. So that's how that would work there. And then that'll be the same pretty much for all of these guys, since they all have very similar builds here.
What is your command?
Yeah, and the blessed ammo, I'm guessing, is going to be the same as every other blessed ammo situation.
Transport awaiting command.
And let's just have you shoot here, and hopefully you can take them out. Something like that. Okay, perfect.
Your command.
Now, are all of my dominions pretty close to one another is the next question. Because I would like to buff some of these weaker tier ones and the ones that have the Melta. Do I still have guys? Yeah, I still have some in the transport here. So I think what I will do then is just do something like this. Actually, I probably just want to move you to here, since those other guys are about to die. That should buff all these guys. Do something like that. You are my bolter, so I can get you 10 here. Which isn't the worst thing. So let's just do that. You two have said Storm Bolter. Bring you over to here. Attack these guys. Okay. Bring you back. And then what I think I'm going to do instead is we'll bring you down to here. That will allow you to get to kill here. Blow up and kill those guys. Probably should have killed him with somebody else. You're what? Up to 11. You're up to 25. I could give you another attack. That's only 5 momentum, though. It's not great.
I am the vanguard of the faith.
Because if I'm going to buff you, I'd kind of like to
Ranks engaged.
do some increased damage here. try to help these guys get some momentum.
What is your command?
But I think we all know the blessed ammo is going to be the same. We'll just run you up to here because this should flame all three of these guys down to kill them all. So that's the power of the flamers against a Tyranid army, as you can see.
The enemy awaits. Yes.
Let's see here. Up to 25.
Fire and fury.
Have you come here? Start working on that guy.
Air support.
Oh, that's a bummer. Alright, let's move you to here. Let's run you down to here. You can shoot these guys because you have 100% accuracy. And then what we'll do is we'll take that Divine Inspiration. That'll convert them.
I am his iron will.
You still have an extra attack.
What is your command?
So I guess what we'll do is Surge. Have you attack here. You are here. So we'll run you down this way. Surge. Flame these guys down. So we have some more movement areas.
As he wills.
Drop you down to here.
As he wills it.
Have you attack here. Alright, so that brings you down to 79. In fact, I probably should have done Suffer Not the Faithful when I was doing that.
The enemy awaits.
And then for you, we'll do this. Why is it saying you can't attack? You should definitely be able to still attack. Let's move you up to here. Okay. We're going to do Blessed Ammo because you're barely doing any damage. Damn. You're still kind of short though.
The road of righteousness is soaked.
Okay, here's an idea. Let's bring you over to here.
Footsteps.
Don't crit. What are the chances of you doing? Alright, well, I don't really want to do this. I think there's a good chance I'm going to kill these guys accidentally.
And the vanguard of the base.
The enemy awaits.
Alright, let's heal you. I bring you to here. There you go. My god, you actually killed somebody.
For eternity.
Where to next? Your command?
Alright, and you're just Battle Sisters, right? So... I kinda hate
Follow his light.
to waste
Down.
kills and momentum like that, but
What is your command?
we gotta do what you gotta do, I guess. Can I pull you back? I can now, good. Because I would like to keep you alive.
I walk in his light.
Bring you over to there.
My faith is strong.
Guess we'll bring you to here. You can shoot these guys. Hopefully the Hive Guard won't focus you down and get the kill.
Who needs my
Because I do have access to momentum. Alright, I'll just move you to there.
In every shadow.
Alright, now the next question is do I dare chance this? Because it's going to be 24 to 36. Let's do it, I guess. Or I increase your damage. Let's try it. Don't make me regret this. There we go. Now it goes up with that damage increase. So I was doing 0 to 50 and 0 to 1, and now it does 1 to 2. So now he'll easily be able to get the kill because at 100% he should do 50 to 100 damage. Let's just but if I do that, then I'm not going to be able to see what it looks like. But we've already seen what its empowered ability is, so let's just try it out, see how it goes. Yeah, so easy kill there.
The enemy awaits.
Alright, bring you over to here, I guess. Try to just block to make sure they don't get any rear attacks here.
I am the vanguard of the base.
Yes. I am his iron will.
Yeah, I would be shocked.
Glory be
Oh,
to the
well, I guess they're not going to attack me if they die of the poison. But that's the right decision, because that's pretty much their only anti-armor that they have right now. Interesting that they're trying to run away like that. Alright, so now we're here.
What is your command?
You're up to there. We're going to give you some increased momentum. So now you're up to 88. I wonder if any of my double attack cooldowns are up and ready yet. Nope, one more turn.
The enemy awaits.
So pretty sure if I have you attack, you're going to get some kills. What about if I had you shoot into here? That's a 95%. That should be 16. That should be enough to get you to surge. There we go. So empowering it. So yeah, it does the same thing as the other one. So it just increases the rain damage by 60%. You get a minus 15% grace chance. Your ammunition goes up and your cooldown goes down to 2. Oh, interesting. So now they've actually fixed how the Divine Inspiration works too when you empower it. That's good. So not only do you convert all of your Shielded Faith stacks, getting you 12 momentum per stack for 1 turn, but now all adjacent allies get plus 5 momentum. So I'm glad they fixed that, because before that was not working right. So that's kind of cool. So we've got that working now. Got you. Guess that means we're going to continue to get you all healed up.
The enemy awaits.
You're over here. Bring you to here. Let you shoot into these guys and get some damage going. Alright, we do have the flamers here. So I guess let's just flame here. Kill. Oh! I thought you were a flamer. You're a melt-a-gun, though. Well, we're going to attack here.
Try and stop me.
And then if I bring you over to here, let's just verify that is in fact a flamer this time.
As he will.
This should allow us to just flame here.
What is your command?
Just a flamer as well. It is, so we'll move you to here. Kill those guys. Bring you over to here.
The road of righteousness is soaked in the blood of the unworthy.
Get you your kill. Yeah, so the melt-a-guns don't have really anything special here.
As he wills it.
I guess we'll just do this. And finish off here. I should be able to get the kill of these guys. Oh, or not. Yeah, I guess we also have kind of some stronger forces over here too that we have to deal with.
We carry divine vengeance.
But yeah, I mean, you can just see, even though these ladies are doing less damage, or have less shots, they still do more damage, especially against units that tend to be armored because of that armor piercing. Now, the one nice thing is once you start getting those Dominions all upgrade. See, I mean, look at that. These guys would have definitely been able to get the kill had they been attacking there. And that was even with all those crits, so that's a little disappointing. So let's see if our regular Stormbolter here... Yeah, little Stormbolter there on the Rhino got the kill, but they couldn't, so that definitely feels kind of bad. Alright. Don't let me down here. Action point. Squad. Can you squad wipe these guys? You better be able to at 100%. Oh my god, even with 100% accuracy you can't. So they're worse than a crack grenade. Ooh, yep. I think I have proven my point then. With my hypothesis with the Stormbolter variant compared to all of our other options. So, free unit, definitely not terrible, but of limited utility. Stormbolter is a big old flop. I would not bring them for the Stormbolter unless you need something to just have increased range and then apply that -10 accuracy to a unit if you're having trouble killing them, if they have some sort of increased evasion, whether maybe it be a Tau Commander or you're playing against other Adepta Sororitas, you're playing against the Space Marines and they're buffing up their evasion potential with like their Librarian using the Wings of Sanguinius, you know, things that are going to help you focus fire other units down. You know, maybe having one just act as that debuff would be reasonable, but I think it would just be even more prudent to, if you're going to do that, just spend 10 extra points and give them a flamer, and then when you utilize that ability on your attack, you'll be potentially hitting up to 3 units and applying that -10 evasion to multiple units. And then the multi-melta, there's no, or the melt-a-gun, I guess it's not a multi-melta, really has no benefit over the regular Celestians, and they cost the same. So I'd rather go for increased damage output with the melt-a-gun, because typically I'm using that to kill heavily armored units, and therefore I want to have as much damage as potential as going as I possibly can to kill those, focus those highly armored, high HP units down. And it's going to be much easier to do that using the Spirit of the Martyrs than it's going to be using Suffer Not the Unfaithful or whatever it was. So, you know, Dominions, like I said, I really think the niche that they're going to fit for the role is going to be a flamer with crack grenades at a decent price, especially since they took away the crack grenades from the Battle Sisters. That was a major, I guess I was going to say kick in the nuts, but it's more of a kick in the cooch than for the sisters here, since they don't have the same equipment here, both figuratively and literally now. And that definitely doesn't feel good, but they were pretty overpowered for what they were. I mean, you'd really have to focus on squad wiping them because of all those grenades. That is the potential that they give you, and then for such a low price point, it made them an incredibly powerful swarm build and made the swarm build really highly effective. And I did that several times with Arcoflagellants and the Sisters of Battle, and that worked out really well. But now that's going to be nerfed pretty heavily since they took away those crack grenades. So thanks for watching. I hope you're enjoying these videos. If you are, please give my channel a like and subscribe. Encourage me to post more content for you. Have a great day.